Ahoy there, Legion! Tis the Monday after a dev stream, so you know we got a recap and review for you. And quite the information-packed one it was. For starters, Console Squad. That Hydroid rework and Corpus Weapon Pack update should be live for you today. It's also got the TennoGen and other fashion-frameable goodness you can have fun with too. On that topic, TennoGen 10 is spooky themed and was confirmed to be releasing on Halloween. One particularly nice piece is for Valkyr, but I'll let you see what that is when it goes live. Deluxe skins for several frames were showcased. One for Octavia, Volt, and the soonest to be released one, Mag. I bet Shy can't wait for a few copies of that Magster piece. This one's likely going to arrive in time for Plains of Eidolon, along with a new deluxe skin for Tonfas and a Syandana. Thankfully, at least one department of DE is capable of giving Mag some love. Let's try to soften the bad news with some good news first, shall we? Twitch is doing a great job promoting their platform and content creators by doing this new programming thing that boosts interaction with viewers. If you watch certain Warframe live streamers, you can get free in-game items if you link up your game and your Twitch accounts. It involves a new sigil, Syandana, and other things, like if the streamer survives the night, the viewers will get a reward. Stuff like that. Nifty ideas, we'll have to see where they go with it. Okay, new fashion, a decent cushion to brace yourself, lads? Here goes. Operators are getting their customizable weapons and armor that they're going to have access to arcanes you can equip into their stuff to buff them. But to quote DE, focus is now about your operator with very little crossover to your Warframe. So you'll have to find alternate means for your energy regen for now. So in the politest of terms, Shadow Step and Energy Overflow are gone. As you can imagine, this didn't go over too well. So they ended up backpedaling a bit, saying we're definitely looking to include aspects of the loved focus passive possible in the overhauled arcanes, which, while okay, I'd rather it just be a passive at that point instead of being forced to wear cosmetics. Another idea they stated was, as an example of sorts for something we're playing with for Generic post-Sledgehammer, Generic Energizing Dash. Void Dash creates a zone that restores 2 energy a second to allies over 16 seconds. Again, why not just make it a passive instead of something clunky, but I digress. They also commented on how they would make Universal Vacuum, but players apparently don't want it enough. But moving right along, the upcoming GlassFrame is gonna have a quest, and you can bet it'll have a now standard free Riven bonus if you buy it outright. But we gotta look at her new and improved skills. Her 1 is an Impale skill shot you can hold down for more range and duration. Her 2 is an AoE glass shrapnel aura that can be cast on you, allies, or enemies. Her 3 creates mirrors that taunt enemies into attacking them, but they reflect the damage back. After enough damage is soaked, they all explode. Her 4 is a toggleable molten glass ring that expands, covering and slowing enemies until they lock into place. This will synergize with her Impale, and from what I got out of it, causes a cone of damage behind the enemy shattered. Her passive seems a bit bleh, which is kind of par of the course these days, but if you are in a bright area of the level, you have a chance of blinding enemies. I'm assuming you're going to need to use an ability to trigger it, but it might change anyway. In animation news, while 6 dances were their aim for the update, they can only confirm 4 to ship with Eidolon. Single sword, dual sword, pole arm, and either dagger or dual dagger. So I'm assuming one or the other is going to be the 5th one they add eventually. As for the planes themselves, we got a lot of decent details, like the pet vendor will sell things like feral or drock skins for Kubros, assuming Kavat stuff will be in there as well. There's going to be a daily job board with different tasks for rep and other rewards which scale with difficulty, which looks kind of cool. They mentioned you cannot go into negative rep with these guys either, which is convenient. The higher your rep, the better gear you'll have access to in town, and talking to villagers can sometimes net you their favorite hangout or even fishing spots getting unlocked on your map. They did show off how mining is going to work. Basically, you get a design and you need to trace it by memory with a laser. Apparently, these nodes can spawn on any rock material, so caves and crags would be a good place to look. Though we can pop a Breath of the Wild scanner on things to show up on the minimap, which is nice. Combat was the final part of the stream, ranging from outposts to operators and even Eidolons themselves. Enemies can trigger backup via flares. Different colors mean different reinforcements you're going to have to deal with. Dynamic missions are basically short-lived alerts that can spawn during your play session to spice things up. In the one shown on stream, spawn pods were sent in from space alongside dropships supplying quite the firefight you'll need to keep at bay. Supposedly, the further away from town, the higher the difficulty and rewards. But the really hard stuff goes on at night. Giggity. Eidolons will be completely immune to Warframe's damage at first, so you'll need to pry off their armor as a combat operator, though they left those details off screen for us to find out in person. So when is Plains of Eidolon gonna ship? This week? Maybe? They didn't give a date, but before October is pretty likely. I wouldn't bet on it myself, as you can't spell delay without DE, but it is a pretty safe bet. And good news, Console Squad, they are aiming to get this to you before the end of the year. So what do you think, Legion? Anything you like or love? Let me know in the comments below. I like the general news and vibes I'm getting from this update, so fingers crossed it arrives with minimal bugs and as soon as possible. Can't wait to get my fishing on. And maybe the mining stuff too, as I tend to be drawn to that sort of gathering aspect of games for some reason. The pack rat is most definitely strong with this one. Got another co-op with Mrs. set for Friday, and a rant roundup for next Monday, unless they release the update before then. We'll play it by ear. We'll see. But until then, thank you for watching, and catch you next time, Legion. Take care.